Chris, when you look back to this offseason as a whole, where do you feel like you improved the most, and what were those areas you were really focused on growing your game?
I feel like this offseason, I proved better as like a pass rusher. I really took time this offseason just like like work on that, and then I'd say overall just being like a better football player. In the film room, in the weight room, and just like overall just being a football player.
Chris, we were talking with Lawson. He was talking about the intensity, the fire you play with sideline to
Yeah.
sideline. Where does that? What's that drive? I guess we always ask guys, what's your why? Where does this all come from for you?
Honestly, I just love the game of football. Since a kid, my first time playing, I just always had to drop just to, just to show effort, just to, never give up. And honestly, just like my family, my family's a big role for me. They always support me throughout my whole life. So, I always, they're basically like my why. And and just me, as a person, I always just, never to give up and just keep doing my best.
Chris, obviously you've played, some of everything on the defense. Just tell me what your week looks like. Just trying to prepare for playing the edge position, playing the Mike position,
Yeah.
and even playing the safety position if that's what you're asked to do.
Yeah, it's definitely like a lot of film, because like I bounce around everywhere. So, definitely like a lot of film and just like tying down on what like my job is, depending if I'm playing jack, star, money, just like any position, anytime I'm on the field, just just like knowing my job and what I'm supposed to do.
We talked to Justin earlier this week, and he talked about y'all's relationship.
Yeah.
What is that like just between you two, and then taking that onto the field and just the competitive nature of you guys playing the same position?
Yeah, honestly, like the first day I met him, I honestly knew like we were gonna be best friends. Like that's my dog, and like I love him to death. Like he helps me get better every single day. It depends if it's in the classroom or just on the field. Like we just compete every single day, and that's one thing I love about him.
Chris, describe what it's like to try to account for Peanut once he gets in space.
Uh, Peanut's definitely fast. Especially like in like force and just off the edge. I mean he's so fast. He's talented. Like he's a great player.
What do you expect to see from Marshall's offense, given that they have like so many transfers on that team?
Yeah, I mean, our scout team has helped us a lot. Like they have a lot of like talented QBs. Basically like their whole team, and they have like a loaded running back room. So like they're like they're a great team, and our scout team's helping us just to give us the best look to be ready for the game on Saturday.
Chris, after a long camp and a long off season, now that you guys have a true game in front of you guys, what's kind of the vibe or the energy around the locker room this week?
It's definitely like a different vibe, because it's game week. But it's honestly been the same. Like we have a great connection, and like we're just like preparing, like to be our best on Saturday.
I feel like in the way that we used to group CJ and Raylan together, it's now that way with you and Justin. Do you see any similarities between y'all, whether it's on the field or off the field?
Definitely just like the like connection part. CJ and Raylan, like like they're super connected, and like they were in the same class. So just like the connection part, and just like the way like they like just like compete. Because like when we came here, we saw them, like they were at the duo. So we kind of like took, like their footsteps, and now we're doing the same thing.
Chris, how much did Jalon Walker have an impact on you? Obviously, he played a lot of roles for the defense last year, and just kind of watching him and how he prepared. How much of that you taken on your own for yourself?
I mean, Jalon Walker, I mean, man, like he was a great player. He honestly taught me, how to give effort every single day. I seen him play every position you could think of, and just seeing him every day, try to be his best. And then when I first got here, I didn't really know how to pass rush. That was my first really time playing jack. So he honestly like taught me how to pass rush, and I also still talk to him too, and try to kind of ask him questions on, how does he feel about this, and I send him videos of myself, just trying to, help me out.
Chris, kind of talking about that and all that's asked of you, playing different roles. How much pride do you take in that? That's like, hey, whatever they want me to do, I'm willing to go out there and try to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I take a lot of pride in that. Coach can put me anywhere on the field, and I'm just ready to play. I'm just so thankful, and I'm so blessed to just be able to, be versatile and just play every position.
Talking to Smile Munden at the Senior Bowl, we were asking him who the best athlete was on the team, and your name came up. So what other things have you competed at, and where do you think Smile's drawn that conclusion from? Is it your speed? Is it your vertical? Just other sports you played against these guys?
I mean, I say probably just like the way like I carry myself every single day. I'm like a high effort guy. I just never give up, and I just try to do my best in everything I do. If it's special teams, if it's like not playing, trying to help them out, in the film room, just anything, I try to do my best.
Hey Chris, just want to ask you, how is your body and like how are you feeling mentally after like a very like long off season and like long like summer camp?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel pretty good. I kind of took care of my body a lot, especially during fall camp. Just keep just like taking care of my body, and I feel good.
How much anticipation is it to kind of unveil this defense? You guys have worked all August and off season to improve and to see what you guys have.
Like we're super excited. Like to show everyone like what like we've been working on during the off season and during fall camp. We're just super excited, and just ready to compete.
Hi, Kirby was talking about the energy that Lawson practices with. What's that like to go against?
It's awesome. Since the first day I went against him, like last year during spring practice, he's definitely like a high effort guy. Like he helps me get better. Every single day, just like covering him. I feel like covering him. He's like one of the best tight ends, to cover. So just going against him every single day in practice, it's awesome.
Chris, I want to ask you about another tight end in Elyiss. Just what that's like seeing him across the field from you and what he showed during fall camp.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, my first time seeing Elyiss, I never seen a tight end that tall. He's like 6'7". So like he's super tall, and like him in the red area, it's dangerous.
Time for another couple if anybody has them. Okay, Chris, thank you.
All right, thanks. Yep.
Thanks, Chris.